Hello everyone, welcome to this week's installment of Layman's View. This is where we review a week that was here on Podcast Radio and Stuff. I'm Tebeko Khulusa. It has been a hectic week here in South Africa, like every other week. But this week was more hectic because abantu abaningi balungiselela ukuphinsela izingane esikoleni. Siyacomplaina njengamanje ngestationery ukuthi siyabiza. Sicomplaina ngama-list stationery ukuthi hayibo. Sase sifunwa amapena abuvu nama-domestos and a whole lot of other things ey'celiwe ey'koleni esicomplaina ngazo. I know ukuthi uDecember siphuma kuwona and we were popping choice assorted. But it's that time of the year where we have to take our kids back to school, and it's proving to be a really expensive exercise. Ngoba ngaphandle kwe-stationery, there is also i-uniform engimele uyithenge. Yeah, ne? And also this week, abaningi bethu baphindele emsebenzini. Ngoyedwa walaba abaphindele emsebenzini this week. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. I wasn't ready. I just feel like I need another leave to recover from the December holidays. Am I the only one that feels like they just need another holiday to recover from the previous holiday? That's how I feel. But let's look at what stories stood out this week for me. Feel free to go into the comment section and tell us stories that stood out for you. You can comment, like, share this video with everyone. Tell everyone that there's this podcast, Eshisi Kota, ibizwa ngokuthi Podcast Radio and Stuff. So let's look at some of the stories that stood out for me. For me, the biggest story of the week, and that just really caught my attention, is story sencwadi ebhalwe umsholozi Nxamalala, former president wezwe South Africa, aphinde abe former president we-ANC, kanti umongameli noma upresident we-MK Party, uJacob Zuma. Umongameli Jacob Zuma ubhale incwadi ebhekise kwi-ANC edimanda ukuthi ufisa ukuthi ubulunga bakhe bubuyiselwe kwi-ANC. So President Jacob Zuma is not impressed, and he is demanding for the ANC to reinstate his membership. Lokho kulandela ukuthi njengoba sazi ukuthi kube khona ama-disciplinary processes enzeka last year, bagcina bemxoshile kwi-ANC uPresident Jacob Zuma ngenxa zokuthi ufome i-political party yakhe eyaziwa ngokuthi i-MK Party. So guys, former President Jacob Zuma ngicabanga ukuthi abaningi bethu bayasho ukuthi he is a genius, a political genius. Wathi makabeqala i-political party yakhe, i-MK Party, abaningi babethi yini lezamwa uZuma, yini lento azama ukuyenza, izophumelela kanjani lento yakhe, ubani ozovotela uJacob Zuma ngoba nakho phela usebe umongameli la eSouth Africa for 9 years. Kodwa uformer president Jacob Zuma wayiqala inhlangano yakhe and wakwazi ukuvotelwa izigidi ngezigidi zabantu base South Africa. Wathola almost 15% of the votes aya kwi-MK. So he is a political genius. Kodwa le ka former president Jacob Zuma yokuzama ukubuyela kwi-ANC nokulwela ukuba yilungu le-ANC noma ilunga le-ANC emva kwazo zonke izinto esezenzakalile phakathi kwakhe ne-ANC, mina angi-understand. It's just confusing for me. I'm not understanding it. I don't want to say irongi noma ayenzi ingqondo. I'm just saying, to me, it's not making sense. I'm not understanding why would the president of the MK Party want to be a member of the ANC. I know ukuthi baningi asebezamile ukuchaza, especially laba baku-MK Party, ukuthi yisiphi isizathu esidala ukuthi umongameli we-MK Party afuna ukugcina ubulungu bakhe noma ubulunga bakhe be-ANC. Hayi bayazama ukuchaza kodwa mina angiyizwa, angi-understandi at all. it makes no sense to me. Because my thinking is, Umongameli Jacob Zuma should just continue and lead the MK party. That is the party he has started, and that party has led to the ANC losing a lot of votes. As a result, the ANC is in a GNU. Well, GNU, whether you call it a GNU or not, you believe it's a GNU or not, but right now the ANC is not ruling the country alone. They've invited others. They are ruling with the DA, IFP, and a whole lot of other parties. So I think if I were President Zuma, I would, be leading my party. I wouldn't be fighting to go back to the ANC. But then again, I'm just a layman. And President Zuma and I only have two things in common that I know. One, we were both born on the 12th of April, decades apart, obviously. And we both play chess. President Zuma and I both play chess. But I think I can confirm that he is obviously a better chess player than I am. So maybe he knows what he's doing. In fact, maybe not even maybe. Chances are President Jacob Zuma knows what he's doing. It's just going above my head. It's just me that is not understanding it. I'm not getting it. But it is confusing me. I don't know. At some stage, I was thinking about it. I'm like, mhlambe sidlala le ndoda yakancamalala yakadakudunusi. It's just not making sense. There's something that's it's just not adding up. Even with the explanations that we've received from the MK party spokespersons and the letter that the president wrote to the ANC, eyabhalwa leyo ncwadi yasendwa ngomhla ka-8 okuwusuku le-birthday ye-ANC, I am still not understanding why former President Jacob Zuma would want to be the member of the MK party. Someone please help me understand. I'm not saying he's wrong, but to me, it's not making sense. So please go into the comment section and tell me, what is your understanding of what's happening within the MK party? Or rather with President Jacob Zuma and the ANC, with him demanding to be a member of the ANC again. Why shilo what? Ukuthi uyoza shone a member ye-ANC. Speaking of ANC, the ANC is celebrating 113 years of existence this year. Celebrata Khayelitsha, where January 8 statements will be delivered by the ANC. January 8 usuku ANC yazalwa ngalo. Swabonile ama celebrations abenzeke Cape Town. We saw President Ramaphosa as a Robben Island, we sell Payana Shutu Tombe. That was all part of the celebrations. We saw, which is one of the stories that came out of this week, Deputy President Paul Mashatile going to a house, ekhuluma nabomndeni, kwafika ubhuti wala ekhaya hamba ngemoto ethi uyangena kubo, and then ama protectors ka Deputy President Paul Mashatile avimbela lo bhuti ukuthi angene kulo muzi, bamqukula bamkhiphela ngaphandle. Everything was captured on TV. All of that was part of what was happening in Cape Town and the ANC and the celebrations. That for me was a shocking story, and it seems like my bodyguard, my protectors, Deputy President Paul Mashatile, they are just, for some reason, they are always caught up in controversies. Because umvimbela kanjani umuntu wala ekhaya ufuna ukungena ngoba nina nizocampaign. Yebo bebengazi ukuthi umuntu wala ekhaya, kodwa bengingaxoxeki naye ngoba baze uze wabaxosha wathi not in my mother's house. You are blocking me in my mother's house, in my own house. That was really shocking for me. And it was just an own goal from the ANC to say, there's a deputy president here, so the protection is high. I understand. The protection of these important people and our leaders, they need to be protected because their lives may be in danger. But there needs to be some reason. And I think Deputy President Mashatile's protectors, they went overboard there. They went overboard. And also as part of the ANC's celebration in Khayelitsha, another story that people are talking about is the stadium. Bahambile ke baya e-stadium ese-Khayelitsha. Kuthiwa lesa stadium sikwazi uku-accommodate abantu about 22,000. Abanye bathi ngizwa abanye bathi 2,000. Kodwa ke the official number is 22,000. So i-ANC ithi isizathu esidala ukuthi yona iye eKhayelitsha ingoba ifuna ukuba seduze nabantu. They could have gone to Cape Town Stadium or any other stadium, kodwa bebefuna ukuze eKhayelitsha la khona abantu abavotela i-ANC bekhona. Imayor yase Cape Town itweetile ukuthi hayi lento abayishoyo ayilona iqiniso. That is uMayor Gordon Hill-Lewis. He said the ANC is just being dishonest here. The reason they went to Khayelitsha is because they didn't book Cape Town Stadium and other venues in Cape Town in time. They only tried booking in November and all of these stadiums were booked. So to say they are in Khayelitsha because they are trying to be closer to people, that's not true. It's a lie. That's what the mayor of Cape Town is saying. But the ANC insists that they are in Khayelitsha by choice. They are not forced by circumstances. It's because they wanted to be closer to the people. And I saw Deputy President Paul Mashatile saying, eKhayelitsha, indawo ignored, indawo zabantu abamnyama in Cape Town, iDA iyayiziba, ayinakekeli, iDA inakekela indawo zabelungu kuphela. That was very interesting coming from Deputy President of the ANC. This is the same ANC that is in a GNU with the DA. You see the complications of the GNU. I saw federal chairperson of the DA, Helen Zille, tweeting saying nonsense, or did she say rubbish? I think she said rubbish, responding to Deputy President Paul Mashatile saying budgets yase Cape Town enkulu kunawo wonke espendwa emalokishini hayi endaweni zabelungu. So those are all the things that are happening around the ANC celebrating its 113th year of existence. So this coming, today actually on a Saturday, we will see the January 8th statement. Umhlahlandlela lapho khona umongameli ezobe outliner ukuthi ANC ikulindelekeni kwi-ANC. So isikhathi esiningi le statement sa January 8th sike influence a State of the Nation address very soon. So now that there's a GNU, we don't know if that will be the case or not, because obviously the ANC is not governing alone. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. We'll wait and see what's going to happen in the January 8th statement of the ANC. And the big question is, will the ANC be able to fill the stadium? I know it's 22,000. That should be easy for the ANC, but the ANC is not transporting people. So nobody will be transported from all the other provinces like the ANC usually does. When there are big rallies, they would bus in people from different provinces so they can celebrate together. But this time around, people are expected to transport themselves, which means the stadium is expected to be filled by people of Cape Town, more specifically people of Khayelitsha. So we'll wait and see what's going to happen there with the ANC celebrating its 113th of existence and the January 8th statement. Let's look at the last story when it comes to politics, then we'll look at other stories that caught my attention. The last story when it comes to politics, it's the resignations of EFF members of parliament from parliament. That is Uyazini Tetiana, member of parliament, kanye no Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Siyamazi Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, uke waba spokesperson sayo EFF, uke waba futhi chief whip we EFF khona parliament. So ba resignile, kodwa aba resignile kwi EFF, abasulile kwi EFF. Basule parliament. Futhi ngithaba ngisifunda statements EFF, they still refer to them as fighters. okusho ukuthi basama members e-EFF. They are just no longer members of parliament. Kodwa ke siyazi ukuthi abaningi ba interested ku Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi ngoba siyakhumbula ukuthi i-response ka CIC Julius Malema wathi mangabe ibuzwa ngo Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi kwi conference ye EFF ebingo December wathi yindaba lokhu nimbuza ngomuntu oyedwa. Abantu ekumele ngabe bala 90% of people who are expected to be here, they are here. Those who are not here were not supposed to be here. So now the question is, will Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi leave the EFF or not? That is the big question. Most people are suspecting that soon he will announce his resignation now from the EFF. And then the question is, if he does, is he going to the MK party? Is he going to the ANC? Or is he going to be an academic? I mean, he is a doctor. Maybe he's just going to go to a university and start teaching there. So I think he doesn't lack options, if you ask me. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi can do whatever that he wants to do. He's a smart young man. I still consider him to be a young man. So let's wait and see what's going to happen with the EFF and Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. That's the story to look out for in 2025. Please go ahead onto the comment section and share your thoughts and views on those political stories that we've taken a look at. Now let's look at some stories that are not political but very interesting. The first story that I want us to look at is Sean Mkhize as well as Royal AM. So we know that late last year in November, SARS invaded Sean Mkhize's house with police, cars were taken, and apparently SARS is in control now of Royal AM. And Royal AM has not paid its players. So there is a big story there. Ukuthi abadlali be Royal AM abaya ejimini ngoba nakho abaholile. I-Royal AM ikhiphe i-statement esithi i-Royal AM ingaphansi njengamanje noma uSean Mkhize ukhipha i-statement esithi Royal AM ingaphansi kwe-control ye-SARS. Kodwa bayasebenzisana ukuzama ukuthola ama-solutions azodala ukuthi abadlali bagcine bekwazi ukuhola be-Royal AM. So there is a story that is happening, very sad story. Umbuzo omkhulu ukuthi kuzogcina kwenzakaleni nge-Royal AM, kuzogcina kwenzakaleni ngabadlali be-Royal AM kanye nabanye nje amabhizinisi kaMamkhize. Ngabe inkinga lezi anazo abhekene nazo za-SARS zizogcina isolvekile, zizo-impact amabhizinisi amangaki anawo. Siyazi ukuthi umuzi wakhe ngibonile nje umngane wami obedriver lapha yana ngasemzini kaMamkhize khona la eThekwini owaziwayo omkhulu eudayisa kunamabhodi athi uyadayisa umuzi kaMamkhize. Will she be able to bounce back from this? I think that's the question. Will she be able to bounce back from this? Because we've seen her on TV living a flashy life, very comfortable life. Will she be able to bounce back from these SARS issues? That's the question. I'd like us to look at three sad stories now that I'm just going to touch on. The first one is the story that came out of this week where a 17-year-old shot a 1-year-old child by mistake. Umama uvele enkantolo ngolesine uma ngabe nika incazelo uthi ube ngaphandle yena ngathi ube eshanela, wathi mangabe eshanele ngaphandle wezwe isibhamu, wathi mangabe ephindele endlini wafica kukhona ingane yakhe encane isilele egazini. Very sad story. Very, very sad story. Kodwa ke umthetho umbophile umama. Isizathu salokho ngoba uma ngabe kuukuthi unesibhamu unezingane, whether unezingane or not, kodwa uma ukuthi unesibhamu esemthethweni kumele isibhamu usilokhe away kwi-safe la khona singesikwazi uku-accesswa yingane noma umuntu ongekho authorized ukuthi as-access. akuyena wonke umuntu okwazi ukusebenzisa isibhamu ngendlela futhi ingane ziyaganga. But it's a very, very sad story ukuthi ingane enonyaka owodwa isilahlekelwe impilo yayo ngenxa zephutha kanye nobudedengu bokubeka isibhamu ngendlela engasiyo. So it's a very sad story. Ngiyathemba ukuthi umndeni kanye naye umama ngoba ngicabanga kuyena kunzima njengamanje ukulahlekelwa ingane bazokwazi ukubhekana nalesimo esinzima baduduzeke nje ngalesikhathi esinzima kangaka. Nayo ingane lena na 17 years edubulele ina 1 year old ina 1 engathi nayo ingaduduzeka ngoba hey nakuyona kuzoba nzima. This must be very traumatic. Very, very traumatic. So ngicabanga ukuthi sidinga ukukhombisa olukhulu uzwelo bona bonke abantu aba-involved kule story. Bengithe zintathu istory engizoyibheka ezithanda ukuba sad. Esinye engizocela ukusibheka esa Ayabonga Mjilo, intombazane noma inkosazana eneminyaka ewu-23 ibilahlekile. Sibonile ku social media abaningi beposta nangomunye wabapostile ukuthi azama ukutholakala ngobulahleka isikhashana esithe kuba sijanyana bekuchaza ukuthi ubebonakalaphi kodwa nje manje engasatholakali. Ukwazile ukutholakala uthe mayitholakala watholakala emzini noma kubo ka supervisor wakhe emsebenzini wala omphethe emsebenzini. Esedlulile emhlabeni kuthiwa umbulele usolwa ngokuthi umbulele lona obemphethe emsebenzini wamgqiba egcekeni. That is really sad. This is a very sad story. Wamgqiba egcekeni. I don't know kusuke sekwenze njani. Angazi kusuke sekwenze njani kuthina ezabantu uma ngabe sesiactisa okwenswela boya. Mangabe uthu exist okwenswela boya kusho ukuthi isilwane kodwa nesilwane asi-act kanje ngoba isilwane senza okuyi-nature yaso. Thina ezabantu we are acting out of what is our nature. So that is very, very sad. Ngathi umndeni ka Ayabonga Mjilo ungaduduzeka nabangani bakhe abebesebenza naye kanye nabo bonke abasondelene naye nabathintekile ngale story. Sesiphetha nje esokugcina istory ngizothanda ukusibheka esinye futhi esingasihle sokudlula emhlabeni kwa Winnie Khumalo kanye no Doc Shebeleza. Sithe unyaka odlule u2024 sibone kudlula abantu abaningi emhlabeni. Besithemba ukuthi u2025 uzothi ukusixolela uthi kuba ngconywana wona. Kodwa suqala nje u2025 kosaziwayo la eSouth Africa. Ababesendimeni yezomculo. Masibanje abasendimeni yezomculo. Sekudlule abawu2 abebedume kakhulu. Sikhuluma ngoWinnie Khumalo kanye no Doc Shebeleza. Those are legends in the music industry. Abantu asebedlale indima enkulu ekubekeni abadlala indima enkulu ekubekeni umculo la ukhona. May their souls rest in peace. Ama fans wabo angathi angaduduzeka, umndeni, abangani kanye nawo wonke umuntu osendelene nabo ngathi angaduduzeka. Ngiyazi ukuthi umculo wabo uyadlalwa njengamanje everywhere and so lokusibakhumbula njalo ngomculo wabo omnandi abasenzele wona. Yilezo istory mina engiqaphelile noma enginotisile kule sonto esiphuma kulona. Ngabe kunesiphi story that stood out for you? Ngabe kulezi story engimentionile or a story that I did not mention right now? Please feel free to go into the comment section, share your thoughts and views on all these stories that happened this week. This has been Podcast Radio and Stuff. I'm Tobeko Khuluse. Please do catch me and Dogozo Chapa tomorrow. We will be having a brand new episode with a radio person. You do not want to miss it. Thank you and have a great weekend ahead.